This video is brought to you by Envato. Thinking about canceling your Adobe subscription to save money and protect your privacy? You're not the only one. Luckily, whether you're a professional designer or a keen hobbyist, it's possible to move on from Adobe's design tools and save some cash while you're at it. So here are the 6 best alternatives for your favorite Adobe design tools. For a professional level Adobe swap, there's no better option than the Affinity suite of design tools. All single apps have a perpetual license for just $70 at full price, but they regularly go on sale for half off. And better yet, you can get the whole Affinity suite for just $83 while on sale. That's one payment, no subscription. The lowest single app Adobe subscription is $240 per year, every year, forever, and goes as high as $660. And while that gives you more tools, they may not even be tools you want. So let's look at the alternatives. Affinity Photo is by far the best Photoshop alternative on the market. Affinity Photo has everything you need for image editing, including one-to-one layer modes with Photoshop. It's called a Photoshop clone for a reason. Layers, groups, and clipping masks all work just as you'd expect. All the filters and layer effects you've come to know and use are there as well, along with a few new ones. There's an incredibly powerful brush engine that far surpasses Photoshop's, in my opinion. What about collaboration? Affinity Photo thought of that and made it possible to open and export as PSD in Affinity Photo. The only downside is Photoshop is the industry standard, and while Affinity Photo bridges a lot of those gaps, their PSD to Affinity Photo file conversion is not always perfect. But Affinity Photo is a solid Photoshop alternative for the vast majority of people. On to Illustrator alternatives. Affinity Designer is the go-to vector program alternative for those who want to move on from Illustrator. The designer interface will look familiar, if not more streamlined, and it'll be easy for even a longtime Illustrator user to switch on over. Your go-to tools like nodes and vector lines work similarly in each program. I especially love, though, how Designer is a fully featured vector and roster workspace. You no longer have to do your vector work in one program and then export to a roster program like Affinity Photo or Photoshop to add grain, use roster brushes, or color adjust. Affinity Designer is known to be incredibly fast and less resource hungry than Illustrator, and I can confirm. And if you're looking to get started, Envato Tuts Plus has a free Affinity Designer for Beginners course right here. Finally, we have Affinity Publisher, your alternative to Adobe InDesign. This is why I mentioned the whole Affinity suite, a bundle being so cheap, as it's absolutely worth it. Publisher has everything you need for professional page layout design. Like all Affinity products, its UI and shortcuts are familiar to their Adobe counterpart, but often called more streamlined and intuitive. I tend to agree with that. With a similar UI comes a similar toolset, giving you complete control over flowing text along paths, ink styles, drop caps, and other typography staples. You can pull in both vector and roster assets. It also plays well with PSD, AI, and Affinity files, of course, making collaboration a breeze. Envato Tuts Plus also has a free Affinity Publisher for Beginners course, perfect for those looking to try it out. And this video is brought to you by Envato, the unlimited creative subscription. Find and download quality graphics, templates, photos, and fonts. Follow the link in the description and start creating now. Looking to save even more though? You can save up to $720 every year by going with these free options, the best price. A Photopea is an online Photoshop alternative that lets you use all of the basics of Photoshop for free right in your browser. But basic means more than just cropping and resizing. Honestly, it's not all that basic. Photopea has filters, layer modes, and layer styles, a fully featured brush tool along with layer masks, and even nesting smart objects that you can click into, which Affinity Photo doesn't even have. Photopea is ultra convenient and pretty powerful for being web-based. I highly recommend it. For the free vector option, we have the beloved Inkscape. Inkscape is a free and open source program for vector illustrations and logo creations. It's been around for decades and has a very passionate fan base. And this means there are plenty of tutorials out there to help you make the switch. It's fast and snappy, being much less resource hungry than Illustrator, most things are though. And given its price, there's no harm in trying Inkscape out. Do you need to do a quick layout design on a budget? Scribus or Scribus is a great free alternative to both Adobe InDesign and Affinity Publisher. It has a range of advanced professional publishing features tucked beneath a nice user-friendly interface. It's a simple and light program that gets the job done at the best price, free. If you're feeling frustrated by Adobe lately, I think a lot of us can relate. But don't feel trapped. There are alternatives out there that are just as capable and powerful. Perfect for both professional and hobbyist workflows. If you like this video, consider liking it and even subscribing if you still need to, and click the bell icon to be notified of all new tutorials. Happy designing, see you next time guys.